Awesome. Good morning, everyone, and good afternoon and good evening. Depending on where you're joining us from, I want to appreciate you for making it to this pillar number 3 of 7 pillars to creating your successful six-figure online business. We've been on this now for weeks now, and you have succeeded in erecting pillar number 1, which is putting together the netpreneur mindset and the structure that represents um, as far as your business is concerned. Pillar number 2 was picking a profitable niche that will help you to get to that six-figure business in the next 1 year or 2. Because we had explained very well that each of these pillars are successive. You cannot erect pillar number 6 until pillar number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are in place. They each build on top of each other. Your foundation, so to speak, is the netpreneur mindset. The next slab of pillars to put on there is the one for your niche. And I explained how critically important it is for your niche to be well thought out, to have done the exercise. We gave you exercises to help you narrow down your niche to what you want it to be, for what can take you to that six-figure business that you need to be in. And if you happen to be watching this, even though we are all live now, you might be watching the recording of this somewhere later. You need to take pillar number 1 and pillar number 2 first before you take this pillar. Otherwise, it's like you're putting the cart before the horse, and it's not going to work. It is progressive. Pillar number 1 first, pillar number 2 next, pillar number 3 after that, pillar number 4, pillar number 5, pillar number 6, and pillar number 7 before you can say, I have put in the bare bones necessary to build a successful business online. Then you start taking your business for a spin, and that will take you another maybe 6 to 9 months, or you start seeing that consistent, ever-ready income that you get, just like when you go to your job right now. At the end of the month, you get a paycheck. So we are trying to create a business that will do that for you, where you know at the end of every month, you are going to be getting some money in your pocket because you have the materials in there. I love repeating myself. If this is your first time of coming to my trainings, why? Because I've been trained that until you say it 7 times, people really, really, really have not heard you, and they cannot internalize it. So sometimes it sounds like I'm long-winded because I keep repeating myself. It is deliberate. I'm not senile. It is the way I've been taught, and I realize it's the way that is effective. The first time you say something profound, people are excited, people are touched, but they really didn't understand, they really didn't hear you well. When you say it the second time, they're still excited, but they're hearing you a little bit better. When you say it the third time, now they've heard you. But hearing does not translate into conviction that they can do what you just said. They need to have it reinforced 3, 4, 5, 6 more times. So, and I've trained myself like that. So please, I'm going to say one more time. This is pillar number 3 of 7 pillars to building a proper business online. Today, we are doing the workshop. And then on Fridays, we do the mastermind, which is your reporting back on how far you have been able to implement that pillar in your business. Because it's a practical course. The 7 pillars to 6 figures is a practical school that you really need to go to be able to say, oh, I'm ready I have my online business ready. We spend the whole of week 1, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, talking about the netpreneur mindset. We trained on Monday. They have Tuesday to Thursday to go implement what they've had. Then on Friday, we all come back together to do a feedback, a mastermind, a presentation from the students to show that they have implemented what they learned from me. We did the same thing with pillar number 2, and we are starting pillar number 3 today, and I'm very excited to see that we are all ready to go. So without much ado here, I am just going to put this up. By the way, this program is only open, at least this training is only open to the inner circle and to the elite circle of the Biz Nation community. So if you happen to see a snippet of this somewhere and you're wondering how do I get to go through that program, you want to check out biznation.club on Discord or biznation.com/inner circle. bizznation.club/inner circle for you to be able to register for this. All right, I'm going to be sharing my screen now so that we can get this show going. Where is my screen? Okay, right here. Let's go. Go. Now, can you guys please confirm that you can see my screenshot? Pillar number 3, creating your own products for your 6-figure business. If you can see that, give me a yes on the chat. I love to interact when we're having this stuff because that is what helps you to actually internalize what you are learning. If you just sit down there, you don't participate in the little, put 1, put 2, 3 things. It's deliberate. When you are engaged, you remember more. That's why I always tell you to put something in the chat. Not because I don't know you heard me, but it's important if you really want to learn and you're not just here to just make yourself happy, to follow this. If you are here, you cannot have an ego and so I already know that or I'm already doing that. They tell you to put a yes and you are looking. You are only wasting your own time because if you already know, there is no point. You coming to this training. You might as well go and wait for the next pillar. If you felt that you already got it down, you are here because you want to learn. So please be a good student. I'm saying that to every one of you here, regardless of your status, regardless of who you are, where you're coming from. I do the same when I sign up for a coaching program anywhere. I understand that I'm a student. And whatever they teach me, I try to implement. Okay, so here we go. The creating your own products is such a critical part of your business. Like I explained, these are pillars that are non-negotiable. At least the 7 of them that we teach in this course. If you miss any of them out, your business will collapse online or it will not get started. And if you erected them and you neglect any of them, your business will collapse. It's what it is. It happened to me. I've used that example over and over and I'll keep using it. For the last 3 years, I basically went off the wagon, so to speak. I have a well-tuned machine that was doing more than $100,000 in sales every month. No cap at all. Because I was executing my 7 pillars as a software creator. That was my niche. I create and I launch software. Not that I've just changed the niche in the last couple of months to actually training people in building their own businesses. But before then, what I do is I'm a software creator launcher. We create, we launch, we make money, we service the software, and we create another one, and we launch, and we create another one. That's what we were doing since 2016. And we got it so perfected that on a regular month, we do more than $100,000 in total sales. Yeah, maybe our profit might be like 30,000 or 35,000, but we're doing well over 100,000 every month because we were maintaining our pillars. Then 3 years ago, I basically lost my way getting involved. Since the day I joined Clubhouse, 21 February is when I think I can say I really, really lost my way as a business or lost. Please mute yourself. If you are here, I don't want to go meet everybody in the master team. If you are listening, please make sure your stuff is muted. Okay, I'm going to have to move everybody down. Fumbi, your microphone is open, so you need to lock it down, so that when you are ready to ask questions, it's easy for you to open it up and then ask me. That's why I allowed you guys to have that. But Funke, that is you up there on the screen. Your microphone is open, so you need to mute it. Okay. I think I'm going to have to move her down. She's not listening to me. Okay. How do I do that? Okay, now she's muted. Okay. All right. So I was just explaining. So 3 years ago, I basically lost my way here in this be online. I stopped tending to my pillars. And my business empire basically collapsed. I was busy doing all this fight on Clubhouse, doing rooms every day, spending 8 hours on Clubhouse, doing politics, talking about a Biafran nation, talking about Dudua nation, fighting people instead of doing my business. So gradually, it didn't collapse overnight. From doing 120,000 a month, it went to 80,000, went to 70,000, to it practically dropped to under $10,000 at one point, which is crazy. Because my monthly bill online is over 20,000 by itself. Why? Because I forgot about pillar number 1, the netpreneur mindset. You must put, part of it is you must put at least 4 hours of your time online every day. If you want to be a full-time digital business person, if you are still doing it as a part-time, you must spend at least 2 hours. It's part of the Netpreneur mindset. And that you have to promote your business every day. You have to focus like you are going to work every morning. I forgot that. And then, of course, pillar number 2 was focusing on my niche. I stopped focusing on the niche, which is creating software. For the last 3 years, I've not launched any software other than Gist House. That is a free software, which is a money sucker. It's like a kind of clubhouse that sucks more than $20,000 every month from my pocket, but makes no money. I forgot the number 1 rule. All my softwares before then, they are paying softwares. And I wasn't creating new softwares for 3 years. Pillar number 2 went down. So that's pillar number 3. Pillar number 2, my niche was software production. But what did I get to spending 8 hours on politics when I'm not a politician? I forgot where I am or what I am or who I am. Pillar number 3 calls for me in that niche to launch a product at least once a quarter. That was the game plan. If you are creating and launching softwares in a place like JVZoo or Warrior Plus, which is where I operate, that is about it. You have to try to launch a product at least 3 times a year if you are going to stay at that 6-figure tangent. I didn't launch anything the last 3 years, so it's not surprise. My income went down. On and on like that. Pillar number 4 is funnels. I put all my funnels on IX web hosting. One time, one of my developers, I don't know what happened, whether they introduced a virus or it got in there by itself. After they were fired, I don't know. 120 websites went down with virus overnight because they were all in one server on IX web hosting. And like a joke, sorry, on HostGator, not IX web hosting, HostGator. So all my funnels basically went down. Some of them are still down to this date. Recouping them became a problem. If you type this one and these are funnels that were making me money around the clock. So when virus entered them, they started giving this warning, this site is dangerous, those red stuff that you get from Google. And then I got my web developers to go fix it. For 6 months, they were playing games. And I wasn't even bothered because I was too busy doing Peter Obi politics. Typically me, I would have gone ballistics if I told my developers, go clean up this virus that is infected all our money-making funnels, and they didn't do it in a month. I probably would not pay them their salary until they fix it. But I really didn't care much. I would talk small, then I just forget about it. I even stopped going to meetings of my business. So all those things that have been giving me little money here, the one of 5,000, the one of 3,000, the one of 200, all of them went down. I lost all my 22 channels on YouTube in one day. Because one of the channels I was using to create, to do my Peter Obi and Nigerian politics was reported by a radio station for using one of their songs illegally, that I pirated their song. I used it to introduce my shows, my Facebook live shows. And then YouTube sent me letters to take it down. I didn't even see the letters because I wasn't opening my mails. That's to tell you how consumed I was by politics that doesn't even concern me. I'm not even a politician. And then they shut down everything because I used the same email in ignorance. I didn't know better then. Now I know. The same email to open all my 22 YouTube channels. And the rule in YouTube is that if they block one email, every channel that was created with that email goes down simultaneously. So I lost 22 channels. Some of them were channels for the tutorials for my softwares. Some of them were monetized channels that were giving me money. So it became a nightmare. People who are using my softwares, they started complaining. They cannot get the tutorial. The money that was coming in from there went down. I see that was not enough. I also lost my Amazon channel. My Amazon account that has 47 books there. What was the problem? For some reason, they wrote me a letter saying that I had 2 accounts. That they had closed one of my accounts way back in 2015, and that they found out I've opened a new one without their permission, so that it's against their rules. And because of that, they are shutting down my platform. My royalty on Amazon was already averaging more than $5,000 a month at the time. The last check I got was in March this year. It was $5,300 from Amazon. And they shut it all down. I appealed. They denied appeal. I appealed because it's really their fault. I didn't open a second account. It has happened. They've accused me of that before, 7 years ago. I appealed and they approved my appeal and they restored my account. The same thing they brought back because now I'm told they are using bots to manage the artist sites now. So apparently their bots picked that up from 7 years ago and became an issue today. And then when you appeal, it's bots that determine your appeal. So I kept losing it. It sounds funny. I'm telling you this background story, not because I just want to tell you my tales of woe, why these pillars are important. So before I knew it, I saw my income dwindling, but I wasn't bothered because I have income from so many other sources. I mean, my law firm by itself, I get a 5-figure check from them every 2 weeks. So it's not like I was in danger of starving. I know that even if I don't make any money, I probably will still get like my 25K from my law firm. They will pay me, come rain or shine, I get paid every 2 weeks. 12.5K is what they pay me. I found that the law firm is big now. It's got 20 staff there with 6 lawyers. Somebody else is managing it. Yeah. So it was like I was indolent. I really didn't care. Then I see I have some coming from here, some coming from there, property and stuff. So I wasn't bothered. But that is how you go from over $100,000 a month to less than 20 on the internet. It will be like a joke when you neglect your pillar. So I'm having to rebuild my whole business afresh. And I decided this time, I'm even tired of doing software alone. That's what I did for 7 years. Let me try just coaching and teaching people how to start business. And that's how I started BizNation. BizNation is less than 2 months. So as I'm teaching you guys to erect your own pillars, I'm erecting it in my own too. So all those preamble, I try to do it at the beginning of every pillar to make you understand that every pillar is critical. Everything else, after you erect the 7 pillars, is now dressing your house up, putting a nice window, putting a beautiful TV and all of that, which you are going to be doing forever. When you move into your house, obviously, you keep changing curtains, you change carpet. All those are peripheral stuff. But the foundation has to be there before you can move in and be sure that when it rains, your house will not fall down. That's what we are talking about. That's the equivalent of what I'm talking about. Your house has to have rooms in them. It has to have a living room. It has to have a roof. It has to have a door before you can move in and say, I'm living in a house. So these 7 pillars are your skeletal stuff that you put in your online business, and be sure your online business will be able to generate you money and generate it consistently. So you play with any of them, you are playing with your own future income. It will not work. You will just become an opportunity seeker who will start running around. They say, threads is what is raining. And then you follow them around to threads because you have no anchor, you have no foundation. You don't even know why you're on threads. Or they'll come back and say, oh, no, it's not thread, it's Clapper. And then you rush and follow them to Clapper. At the end of the month, you are spending more money than you are making. Why? Because you are an opportunity seeker. You have no foundation. It may look like I'm ranting, but the talk is more important than the techniques. I know that from my experience as a teacher, that once you get the mindset right, everything else is easy. Pillar number 1, if you have not yet sorted that out, please go get the training, watch it and do the assignment. We have an assignment for every pillar. Pillar number 2 is your choosing a niche. If you are watching this and you have not done an extensive exercise in selecting your niche and you have locked down your niche that this is where I'm going to be, this class is a waste of your time. Why? Because when it comes to creating products, you are going to be creating products that do not align. Real successful people online, they create products for the niche they are in. That is where you see them focusing on. They may have other business interests, but they don't talk about that. They focus on the one that they call their niche. That's why you see people like Russell Brunson. Every time he opens his mouth and talk, he has to do with funnel. He's in the funnel creation niche. Whether he's doing a sprint or he's doing a challenge or he's doing a conference or whatever it is, all the products he's creating is around niche creation. Yes, thank you, Philip. You should go back and do that because this program is really for the elite circle, those who paid me the $3,000 a year to be here. But I decided to extend it to those who are in the elite circle, who have paid their payment current, it is $1,000 a year for you to be in the inner circle and $99 a month. Okay, but if you happen to be in the inner circle, maybe you are one of the original guys who was paying $10 a month, just make sure that your $10 doesn't fail. Because if it fails, we will kick whoever it is off and you have to pay me the full money. Obviously, I cannot do a full year coaching for $10 a month, but I've grandfathered everybody who had the inner circle, who had a current account as at 1st of September to be part of the program for only $10 a month on the condition that your subscription is current. When it fails, you're going to be notified once, twice. The third time, if you don't fix it, you are out. And if you need to come back, you have to pay that $1,000 or $99. I'm being very clear over and over, but I'm happy to have everybody here. Let us make this thing happen. So pillar number 3 is about creating your own 6-figure product. Now, obviously, it assumes that you've already done pillar number 1. If you haven't done it, just rush yourself. Take this week, take care of that. That you have done pillar number 2, that you have picked a niche that you are going to stand on for at least the next 1 year, win or lose. Okay, we went through the process of selecting a niche, eliminating anything else that has nothing to do with that niche, because you have to focus. Now we are going to be talking about the kind of products you will create in your niche. That is how you get to a 6-figure business. You are not going to be doing hairstyling and at the same time be doing Amazon course and get to 6-figure. It doesn't happen. We've tried that. You're not going to be an affiliate. Say it's only affiliate I'm doing as a niche, which is even ridiculous. I don't think anybody who knows about business will take affiliate marketing as his only niche. It supports a niche. You must have a business. So typically, it is product creators like those who create softwares or who create softwares that are very big on affiliate as their niche because they combine it. But it's a separate pillar entirely. And every business should have affiliate marketing with it. So every product you're going to be creating has to do with your niche. That is the assumption underlining this pillar number 3. If you guys are still with me, I need you to give me 3 right now. All that preamble is to set your mind to reinforce what I've been saying for the last 3 months, last 3 weeks. I love to do that. So you can't say you don't remember or you don't know. You know. Okay? Thank you guys so much for all of you who are responding. Share, Philip, Lee, Shara, Bayo, Taufik, Funke, and good. Now let's get to it. Now I'm going to, because this particular pillar is going to take us more than a week. I see it. What I'm going to be doing here today as the first day 1 of this pillar number 3 is to just sensitize you to the different types of products that are out there, because some of you, I don't assume that all of you know your options. But for many of us now, if we have to ask you about products in your niche, some of you just mentioned 2 or 3. You mentioned book, you mentioned courses, you mentioned, yeah, you're done. But meanwhile, there's literally hundreds of product options for you. So you as a fearless netpreneur, which is what we are trying to create here, a whole nation of fearless netpreneurs, we call them Biz Lions, right? When our NFT come out, that's what we're going to call ourselves. Biz Lions, our symbol is the lion. Lions rule, and it's deliberate. Lions control things. You want to control things in your niche. You are not a tortoise. You are not a cat. You are a lion. Lions are kings. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sensitize you to about 10 to 20 different types of products that is out there. And then you are going to pick. Tomorrow we're going to come back and start to then narrow it down to which one do you want to do. And then we will create it next week. Next week we're going to have a challenge to creating your first product. All right, so bear with me. Typically we do only Monday for the workshop, for the pillar, and then we do a mastermind on Friday. But for this particular pillar, we are going to be here all week, 8 a.m. New York time to 10 a.m. New York time, at the very minimum, 2 hours a day. That is the time we do our morning coffee. We have what is called coffee huddle that we do every morning. We've all agreed we are going to use the time for the coffee huddle this week, to focus on creating our own products, because the coffee huddle, anyway, is only open to those who are in the inner circle or in the elite circle. So we are good as far as that is concerned.